All right, we are back to recording. This is going to be recording number 2. Again, this is a makeup video to cover our technology professional development requirements required by the Oklahoma State Department. This was for our professional day dated January 21. It's the second part of the technology professional development, which is, again, state requirements. So the second part is going to consist of talking about Google Drive and something called Chromecast. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my screens as we start to talk about that so that you're not looking at me. All right, we should be shared. And I'm actually going to flick over here to this. So first thing I want to talk about is just in general, again, the main topic is Chromecast for education. However, this all starts with our ability to use our Gmail because this all comes with our Gmail accounts that we set up. We have what's called G Suite. That's the name that Google gives for not just their email, but for all of the things that comes along with the creation of that email address. One of the biggest things is the ability to use Google Drive. So for those of you that don't know what Google Drive is, it is all these things that you see here on this page. First of all, I'll show you how to access it here in just a minute. Is if you have an email address that's Gmail, whether it's personal or whether it's through your school, and we do, our school is a all Gmail site, you have access to this Google Drive. So one of the things that, first of all, it's a safe place to store files. So a lot of you are maybe looking for ways to back data up, store files. This is an easy way to do that, and it's all free. So you can all place all your files out in the cloud, organize them, they're safely backed up, and out in cyberspace, and you don't have to worry about something happening locally here. You can store any file. It's not required that you store just Google files, although you can create Google files, whether it's a spreadsheet, slideshow, word processing document, all of the standard things. But you can store any file, pictures, PDF files, Word files, Excel files, PowerPoint files, LibreOffice files, whatever file that you have, you can store it out there and be able to transfer or access that from anywhere. And then that is the big thing, see your stuff from anywhere. And you can see here, they're just giving a picture of a tablet or a phone, and that's extremely handy. Essentially, it's any place that you have access to your email, whether it's a phone, tablet, even if you're on vacation, you're in, a library somewhere, or you're sitting out, in a coffee shop with your laptop, you can connect to your email, then you can connect to your Drive. Therefore, you can have access to all of your files in Drive. I do this often with files when I'm not on site and people have questions and I need data to answer it. I have a lot of my stuff stored in my Google Drive. I can pull it up on my iPad, I can pull it up on my phone, or if I just grab someone's laptop, I can sit down and access that data there. And you guys can all do the same thing. Now, one of the biggest things here is that you can also share files and folders. So you can take and store your files here, and you can choose to share files. So if you're collaborating on a project with someone, you two can both work together on the same file, or 3 or 4, however many people are collaborating. You can just share a file to let someone take a look at it. If you're just trying to give, an attachment, instead of sending an attachment, you just send a share. They can view the file. You can choose to allow them to edit it or not. I do this also with web pages. I have several web pages that I maintain where, especially for my mountain biking stuff, where I have a bunch of rules, forms, things of that nature. I create those in Google, and then I share them, and then I put a link on the website to them. And then that way, I don't ever have to update my website. If I need to make a change to the rules, I open my Google rule sheet, make my change. It automatically saves. I close it. I'm done. So anyway, tons of use. I will show you how to access that real quick. This is my email. Move a little window here. So up at the top, I call it the little Rubik's Cube looking icon. This is what you get. Everybody has that in their email. Click that, and you get a bunch of choices, most of which you probably do not use. I obviously will have more than you because I do use a few of these for a variety of reasons. But you can see the little symbol here, Google Drive. You choose that, and you get a second window, and this is your Google Drive. So it's opening mine now, and so you can look over here on the left. Here's my drive. I can pop this down, and you can also see here in the middle of the screen, it's taking a little while to load right now because this is live in the video. These are all the recent things that I've accessed. These are all my folders that I've personally created and filled them with stuff. So here's some stuff for classrooms. Click on that, and you can see I've got a folder, and I've got folder structures underneath. And again, I just chose to organize it this way. You can organize it however you want. This would be just a flat, no folder, no frills. You'd have to create your structure yourself. Regardless, however, this is what it is. These are all the files. And you can see if I go back to my main drive, I can just start scrolling down. You can see all the files that I have in here. A variety of things are in here. So you can do the same thing. So, alrighty, so enough about that. Let's go ahead and move directly into what our main subject is. And we're going to go ahead and get on this screen here. And we're going to talk about Google Cast for Education. Main reason for the discussion here is that we're using Chromebooks more and more. And with the ability to have that in the classroom, again, you don't have to have Chromebooks for every student. We could do it just as minimally as having one Chromebook in a classroom. And you could pass that Chromebook around to different students, or you could use it yourself. Regardless, I want to explain how it works. What is Google Cast for Education? Google Cast and Google Cast for Education do similar things. The Google Cast for Education, however, is just a free version of that is for schools and schools only. It's a free Chrome extension, and it allows students to share their screens wirelessly anywhere from the room from a Chromebook, and do audio and video across Wi-Fi school networks, access controls for teachers, and it also works with Google Classroom. So that's kind of the general description, but more so here's kind of just a basic way of how it works. Essentially what happens is you will have to have, first of all of you have a smart board. You have a computer connected to the smart board. I mean, that's primary. It doesn't have to be smart board compatible, and it could just be any computer connected to a projector, which is what we all have for our smart board setup. So you could use this basically as is. All you need is a Chromebook and the Chromebook with the plugin. And then there would be a small software thing that plugin that we also install on your computer, on your desktop computer. And that's really about it for the setup. So how it works is you take the Chromebook and you can request that you cast your Chromebook to the desktop computer. You would then have to, from the desktop computer, accept that request. And when you accept that request, then that Chromebook can now cast its audio and video from the Chromebook, wherever it's happened to be, to your desktop. Obviously, if your desktop is connected and the smart board is on to the projector, then whatever is showing on your computer on your desk will be showing up on the smart board. In this case, once you've casted the image from the Chromebook to your desktop, you're now looking at the Chromebook's desktop, and that will be showing up on your projector. So this can be done in a couple of different ways. And again, this is something that we'll just experiment with, and we'll try it in a few test situations, but you can just have one Chromebook that you're using if you want to be walking around the room mobile and talking to students and talking about subjects, and you want to be mobile while you're showing whatever you're looking at on your Chromebook, you can do that. If you want to include classroom participation, you could have multiple Chromebooks among your students and have multiple casts. Sorry, an automated program running. And you could have multiple students taking turns casting theirs up there, especially if you're, having them show some examples of problems or things of that nature. Or you could just have the one that you have and pass it around and go from student to student. So again, a variety of ways to do this. And that's pretty much it. So, I mean, there's not a lot to it. I mean, that is the whole thing in a nutshell. You have a Chromebook. You request that you cast your image from the Chromebook to your desktop computer that's hooked up to the projector and smartboard. And once you accept that request from your computer, it allows that. And then anything that's being done on the Chromebook will be visible up on the screen. So that is the plan. I see a lot of possibilities for this. Don't know whether it will take or not, but I'm going to start working with a few of you guys that have Chromebook access, just in some test situations, and then we'll see from there if we need to expand this to the district. So yeah, so that's it. So that's the end of this video. Again, along with the email that I sent you with the links to both of these videos, you will find 5 questions that you need to answer. You need to sign it. You need to take that signature page to Kathy Lowe in the admin office, and she will then take that and put it in your personnel file or wherever she puts the professional development stuff. Because again, this is a requirement, and we have to have this done by a certain date. I think it's sometime at the end of March, so you have quite some time, but I'd go ahead and get this taken care of. Thank you.